Oh my gosh, babes. I am so excited to introduce to you Rebekah of Bex& Co. Salon. She is a franchise salon and spa owner, and I'm
I have
just
a
salon.
spa, but we're only franchising the salon model.
Okay.
But you have a spa too.
She's gonna tell us all the things, and I am totally here for it. So, how are you, Rebekah?
I'm so good. So happy to be here. Thank you for letting me come on and chat with you. I love listening to you and all the amazing people that come on. So I hope we can bring some value.
You're in good company, girlfriend. So, okay, let's just like get to it. How did you get a franchise? Let's just boom, let's just rip it off like a band-aid.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually it's funny because it's all very organic how it happened. I am a hairstylist of 20 years. I only do VIP clients like a couple times a month now, and by that I mean like my mom and my neighbor. It's for fun to keep up my street cred, but I started college. I'm from a little bit of a poor community as I grew up without a lot of money. Later, my dad became a business owner and a doctor, so we came into money when I was graduating high school. But as a teenager and a child, sometimes we didn't have hot water, we didn't
Mhm.
have phones a lot of the time. Kind of,
Mhm.
so going to college wasn't as much of an option, and I never really thought about it as an option. So
Wow.
cosmetology was really the best choice for me.
Mhm.
And I'm so glad I did. I've loved that career path. So I push trade schools. I think they're amazing. I think that it's the way to go now. But so I was in the salon life. I worked in every model commission, suite rental, hourly. I did it all. And about 15 years ago, I moved to Austin, Texas. I worked at a very high-end salon there. I was their top producer. I was their lead stylist. I was creating their assistant program for them. I created the double booking, which I'm not proud of now, but 15 years ago, that's what we were doing. I created their whole double booking system so everybody could make more money without raising prices, which now we all know is not what's up, but back then it was. And I was being paid more than anybody had ever been paid. And that was right at $100,000. And I thought, okay, I'm working a lot of hours. I am making a lot of money for the company. I got to be able to make more. So I said, how can I make more money? And they said, well, you can work as many hours as you want. And I thought, well, I'm already working two doubles a week. I'm here 40 plus hours. If I want a vacation, I'm here 60 hours because I have to make up days I'm off and I'm tired and it's not
Mhm.
sustainable.
Mhm.
So I started looking for somewhere I could work where I could be my own boss, where I could have total freedom, but that was a really beautiful, elevated luxury space. And unfortunately, with the level of clientele I was servicing, it really didn't exist in Austin yet. Or
Mhm.
as far as I could see, it did not exist. I searched everywhere. I love suites. I think they're perfect for some people, and they are definitely getting better than they were 15
Yeah.
years ago. But I had clients that valued kind of that open energy space, and I kind of wanted a little more community and collaboration in my
Mhm.
daily work.
Mhm.
So I was like, I have to build this. So
Yeah.
with bad credit and $0, I convinced a landlord to give me a lease. I got no tenant improvement money, which now I realize is absolutely insane. So I saved up the money over 2 years to open this salon all by myself. And within a few months, we were waitlisted with about 30 to 40 stylists that all wanted to work there and be self-employed. Of course, all of my friends that I had worked with, and I was just giving myself a job. I didn't know how to be a CEO. So I was like, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Like, I don't think you're ever going to be able to work here. We only have 9 chairs. They're full. Like everybody's staying. And then in 2020, I know you know this, the whole industry shifted. Everybody realized that it was no longer safe to be a W-2 employee because they all got fired. And then when
Mhm.
it was time to come back, we could only have 10 people in the space. So only the top performers were able to come back and everybody was left without a job. So
Mhm.
everybody wanted to transition into owning their own business. And
You
since I
know, I
already
don't
been,
mean
yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
like I don't mean to cut you off, but I was literally just talking like almost word for word with one
Yes.
of my coaching clients today about this exact thing, that this transition, like from the business side, we were like, listen, we got to do it. It's going to be okay. And but from the employee side, they're like, oh my God, I just got fired. Like, I
Yeah,
need
like
to
I thought
know
I was safe. I'm giving away 60% of my income for safety.
this.
And I got fired. Like it was wild, right? It was
Yes,
wild
it
out there.
was
Nobody had a
crazy.
job and everybody wanted their hair done. It was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. Like that little tidbit right there makes sense why so many people, like estheticians, especially and
Oh my God.
hairstylists, they're like, oh my
Yes.
God, I think I'm going to go back to school.
Yeah,
Like,
I can do this. Yeah, and
okay.
I saw it as an opportunity and I picked up two salons in 2020. I rebranded them. I really leaned into the shared workspace salon model, which is kind
Yeah.
of what I coined as our concept. And I can explain what that is
Yes, do. Because I have an
later.
idea, but yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of explain what that looks like and how it's a new category in the industry that's existed, but never on a franchise scale, which is really cool.
Ooh.
But
Okay.
I opened two in 2020, one in 2021 when I was pregnant with my daughter, two in 2022 and one in 2023. We have seven locations. Again, they all wait list. Everybody wanted to be a part of it. And so we just kept growing. And then I met my partners, the Ratner Group, who said, we have to franchise this. And they are responsible for my salon suites and hair cuttery. So they've opened thousands and thousands of salons in their career, amazing partners. And we started franchising the shared workspace salon model, and it's been phenomenal. We've got
Okay. So
coming.
what is this shared
Yeah.
workspace?
So we kind of think of it, and you've seen it before in our industry, but again, it's just never been scalable. We really worked on making it scalable. It's open concept salon, so similar to suite rental, where you have a key to the door or you have a code to the door. You can come and go as you please. You set your own hours, open 7 days a week. You do your own branding. You have complete freedom in the space, but we provide support. So we have partnerships with Vagaro. So you get a dedicated staff and discounted rates. We have a partnership with Davines so that we have unlimited
Got it.
education and trips and opportunities. We give a commission on products so that you don't have to bring in your own full product line. When you're first getting started, you use our products. We provide your back bar, capes, towels, trays, barbicide, cleaning, literally white glove. You come
Mhm.
in with your equipment and your color. And we also provide our website gets 40K hits a month. So if you have your online booking and your bio and headshot, we drive clients to it. So you can get some bookings and some clients. We do marketing. So it's kind of like being in a commission salon as
Yeah.
much as we can on our budget, but without giving away 60% of your money. You collect your own money, keep 100% of what you make, and you pay rent on a weekly basis. No surprises.
So are you a hybrid model or are
We do
you
not
more
have any
just
commission. We're strictly rental, but
uh,
hybrid in the sense that we're open concept and we still provide a ton of education, community, and collaboration. So
love
you
it.
still can go in the break room, mix your color, and be like, oh my God, I'm out of 3O. Does anybody have any? Or I
Yeah.
don't know how to do this red. I'm freaking out. Somebody
Mhm.
help. As
Got it.
and as we move into suites, what tends to happen is you're mixing your color right there. There's no room for error. There's a lot of face time with your client. And
Hmm.
there's truly, I don't want to say isolation, but there's a lot of alone time. So if you don't value alone time, which
Yeah.
I don't in the traditional sense, it can be a little lonely. So we're
Totally.
to solve that problem.
Yeah. I know for me as a certified coach, I really talk about like mental health and
Yeah.
being alone all the time as an artist, like that is no bueno for us.
It's hard. And the only time we're not alone is when we're one on one with that client and they're
Yeah.
trauma dumping or they're needing us or they're mad at us or they're like, it's a different kind of energy to be one on
Yeah.
the client for hours than it is to be one on one or in a group of stylists. And that's kind
Yeah.
of what we're trying to provide.
Okay, so what makes you guys so attractive besides the shared space? Because you were like, people are getting on the wait list to come work
Right.
here. Like, what is it? Is it the mental health? Is it the environment? Is it the money, the clients? Like, what?
Yes, all of that. But really, one thing that's really cool, and I'm sure you're seeing this, but industry standard for hairstylists, like the average pay is 50, 60,000 a year,
Hmm.
70 to 80 in high-end salons. A
Hmm.
lot of our stylists are making 200, 250,000 a year. Yeah. So if that's the goal, you can absolutely make it in our space. If it's not the goal, you're going to make an easy six figures working part-time. So we really give the education and knowledge and we cater to
Hmm.
high-end stylists. So I think the number one thing is that our stylists are making a ton of money and they're showing up online talking about it.
That's cool.
Mm.
What do you give credit to? Is it the location?
I mean, we have great locations. We do. And when we franchise, we find great locations. But
Hmm.
really, I think it's the education and coaching. And I don't just mean me. We do have a
Okay.
course that we give to every Bex and Co stylist called the Beauty Empire Blueprint. So that is a big part of it. It's everything
That's
you
cool.
need to transition from commission to rental or to grow your business as a rental owner into more of a collaborative space. So that helps. It's about raising your prices, client boundaries, charging cancellation and no show fees when appropriate, like really valuing your time, working smarter, knowing how much you're making, doing your financials, buying a house as a self employed person, investing in retirement. Like these are all the things we're teaching. But I don't want to take that credit because I think a lot of it too is the stylist using it, utilizing it, and then teaching each other and learning from each other. And then we asked the stylist, you're making 250K. How? Tell us how you're doing it.
Yeah.
We can help
Yeah.
others. And so we
Yeah.
really lean on our stylists to help us understand what works and what doesn't, because it's so important to recognize stylists that are really doing amazing in the industry. And I think sometimes there's a little bit of ego in our industry,
Hmm.
a little bit of gatekeeping, a little bit of there's not enough for everybody, which I disagree with. And it keeps those secrets hidden. And I just want to get it out there and make sure everybody's making money because there's enough for all of us.
Absolutely. Okay, when you were starting this, first of all, this is like hair university plus a job, and that is so incredible, and I'm here for it.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah. So when you first started this, and you, of course, you have multiple hats being thrown at you,
Yeah.
how did you nourish yourself on
Yeah.
the daily to keep going to get to this point?
Yeah, in the beginning, I didn't. Like when I
Mm.
first opened, I mean, even when I was working in a commission salon, you know, it was worse. I remember if we wanted to take time off, we got 10 days off a year. That was
Mhm.
for health, that was for sickness, that was for vacation, that was for dentist and doctor appointments. And other than that, you could not take off work. And so if I wanted to go home for Christmas for 5 days, I needed to make up 5 days. And that meant I worked sometimes every day for 3 weeks in a row. And some of those were double shifts. That's wild. We shouldn't be
Mhm.
doing that. And that shouldn't be required. And maybe it's changing, but in some cases it's just not. And I
Mhm.
was so overwhelmed and burnt out. I remembered on Christmas Eve, I was going to drive home Christmas morning. I got in my car because Christmas Eve was a blackout date. So we
Yeah.
weren't allowed to not work that day.
Yeah.
I got in my car and I just cried. I just cried and I was so tired. And I didn't drive home on Christmas because I was so tired emotionally and physically that I just couldn't do it. And I waited until the next day. I missed Christmas with my family and I thought, why am I doing this? It's not that much money. I'm not that like I should be passionate about what I'm doing, and this is sucking the passion out of it. It's not fun anymore.
Mhm.
And I think that that's when I realized I needed more self-care, more self-love. So I opened my own business
Yeah.
thinking I would have more time. False. I was working in my salon as a stylist. I was running the salon. I was doing the inventory. I did have an amazing manager assistant who made it so much better, but I would not turn over jobs to her. I was so obsessed with doing it myself and I started getting a lot of coaching on that. And over the course of 5 years, I shifted from giving myself a job and just owning a business to being the CEO of my business. And there's a big difference.
Absolutely.
Became the CEO of my business. I stopped working behind the chair and I put all my time and energy into running the business and having time off. And I started delegating tasks that I didn't need to do. I started really protecting my peace and my time. And I started really focusing on my own health, workouts, morning routines, meditation, gratitude journaling, my drinking water, eating healthy foods. Now I do peptides and all the things that are trending because I can't say no to anything. But that was important to me to
Yeah.
feel is just really protecting my peace and only doing the things I genuinely love, unless I absolutely have to be the one to step in. So
Yeah.
big shift in my life and my career.
So you said like three good points. Like the first one was, oh, I put my own business and I'm gonna have all this freedom. Absolutely false.
No,
Let's just
it's
like highlight that really false. Okay. The
and
second,
I'm the receptionist and the manager and the bookkeeper and the
yeah.
accountant and the social media manager. It was like, oh my God, what did I do?
No, but like in the concept that you've created now, you have that extra support. So you're still banding together while having your own schedule, which is, I think, a load. It's a load
That's
off.
what I'm trying to create for stylists is
Yeah.
doing your inventory orders. We're giving you training on the software so you can learn to online book exclusively if you want to. So you're and pre-book. So you're not taking appointments. You're not constantly with clients. You're setting office hours,
Yeah.
which I'm a big fan of office hours when you answer
Mm,
your email. So we've really tried to create that same freedom for stylists so that they're not having to do all of the things all the time. Now there's still a lot to do, but
yeah.
it really takes some of the load off.
Yeah. And okay, so then the other thing that you mentioned was I got coaching around that. And I feel like I don't know, as a coach myself, but also just going to the different shows and being educated on stuff as a salon owner, I feel like there might be quite a bit of shame.
Yeah,
Like, oh, I have to get a coach to tell me how to live my life. So not true, but
right.
like who, I don't know if you're able to share who you got as your coach, that'd be great. But if not, I get it. But how, like, how did you go about that? Where, like,
Yeah. Well, I realized that I knew a lot about doing hair and being a
mhm,
hairstylist, but I
yeah,
didn't know a lot about business. So
yeah,
a couple of things I did. One, I got a life coach. This
mm,
was somebody who could help me just with difficult conversations, with
yeah,
helping train me around taking space for myself and stepping away from clients, and that's okay, and not always being available. So that was the first step and kind of convincing me, hey, delegate
yeah,
only your unique abilities. And here's how. The second thing I did was I joined a group called Entrepreneur Organization EO. I actually really love it. I'm not in it anymore, but it was so helpful. And they had me read Scaling Up, which is really great, and Traction. And those are two books that really help you to learn how to run a business and be
mm,
CEO and run things smoothly. And that was huge. So I got a lot of group coaching from that and networking from people who
yeah,
more than me. So I love to surround myself with people who are doing more than I am and be in rooms where I feel like the smallest
yeah,
and the poorest and the least important. It's kind of hard at first to realize that, but the
yeah,
value in those rooms absolutely insane. And I still am in those groups. Now I'm in a group called Founders Club, which is huge for me. I love it. It helps connect me with people who can help me, and it just to talk about the things that are hard. And
yeah,
it's more about your whole person, not
yeah,
just your work. So who are you as a person? Who are you? I'm a mom. Like I care about my health, like just literally everything you need. And
mm,
so I love that support. And those were my two big ones. But then I started working with business coaches who helped me to scale the business, create systems,
mm,
create manuals. Then when I got into franchising, I hired franchise coaches and sales coaches. And so the amount of money I've spent on coaching, it's significant, but the return I've gotten in money, in value, in
yeah,
mental health is 10 times that. And I think
yeah.
that's so important.
Yes. Okay. And then the third thing was that you were like, I just like stepped away from being an employee of the business to being the CEO. And we hear that a lot.
But what does that
Okay. But what does that mean? Like stylists hear that and they kind of freak out a little bit because they're like, if how am I going to get money if I don't work? These girls are not going to bring up the same amount of money that I'm bringing in. Like, hello, what do I do? What's
Yeah,
your input?
that's exactly what I thought because I was
Yeah.
living off the money I was making behind the chair. So the only way this worked was if the salon provided money for me to pay myself. And honestly, I wasn't going to work for, it's a hard job to be a CEO.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a CEO for less than I was making behind the chair, period.
Yeah.
So a big step. One, the coaching helped with this, but it was delegating tasks that somebody else could do, whether that was passing on clients, whether that was not doing inventory anymore, not doing the social media anymore, and delegating those and paying other people to do it. Then I could focus on the vision. And what the
Mhm.
vision was growing to 7 locations. And there's different ways for stylists and salon owners to make money. It could be commission, where you're delegating clients and making a commission off your clients instead of working on them full time. It could be,
Right.
there's lots of ways, but for me, it was scale. So I created a system that was scalable. And there's a lot of work behind that because you can't just open a salon and keep it all in your brain because that takes a lot of time. So I had to
Yeah.
get everything out of my brain into a system where other people could repeat it. The cool thing about that was now I created something that other people could do too. So that's when I was like, oh, well, we could franchise this and really help stylists across the country and change the way the industry is run and create a new category in the market. And I've already done the work that tells people how to do it. So that's kind of how we got to the franchise and how I became the CEO instead of an employee. And that path looks different for
Mm.
a lot of people, whether you're a commission, whether you're rental, whether it means opening more salons or making your salon more profitable. The
Hmm.
only way you get out from behind the chair is increasing your income, and you
Yeah.
just have to learn how to do it.
You just do it. You
You gotta
just do it.
gotta take,
Yeah.
you gotta take the risk. You gotta do it scared. It is scary. You gotta pull your lifestyle back a little bit for a hot second while you figure out how to bring in the cash. I believe when you serve others and you do the right thing and you bring passion to it and you focus on growth and knowledge and ask for help, the money will come. I truly believe that. That's been true for my life every single time, but you have to trust that or else it won't work.
Absolutely. Amen, sister. I'm over here like, yes.
Yes, it's so true though. It's so true.
Yeah.
It's the only way it works, really.
What has been your biggest struggle, personal or professional? Because
Yeah.
this is a very intimate biz.
Yes. I am okay, so I've been posting about a lot of this online, but
Mhm.
I'm the oldest daughter, the first granddaughter. Yes, the only daughter in the family. I am a high achiever. Um, I am a people pleaser. So that combination of things can be challenging because I always talk about, so there's a book called The Gap and the Gain, and it's by Dan Sullivan. It's amazing. But
Mm.
there's this idea that I'm going to reach a point and be like, that's enough. Like, wow, I
Yeah.
did it. And the truth
Yeah.
is, the horizon is always moving.
Yeah.
So every goal I accomplish, I always want something bigger and better. And I feel like I'm always living in the gap. So I'm
Mm.
always living in that it's not enough. I'm an imposter. I can't do this alone. And I'm, and feeling not good enough or like I shouldn't be the leader of this movement, all the things
Mm.
that I feel all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm having to learn to live in the gain where I'm proud of what I've accomplished, looking back 10 years ago and seeing how far I've come, or like what 8-year-old me
Mm.
would see if she could see me
Mhm.
today, what my daughter sees when she sees me owning
Yeah.
salons, and really focusing on the good, being proud of the journey, really being in the now. And that's the challenge is my own fears around not being enough, doing enough, growing fast enough,
Mm.
comparing to my peers. I think we're all feeling that a lot of the time. And
Yeah.
truthfully, I mean, there's lots of challenges. We have
Yeah.
fire, we've had rats, we've had floods, we've had all the things. We've had COVID. Those
Yeah.
are all things that I can come up with a solution to. I can take action and solve if I need to. But your
Mhm.
mindset, that takes work. You know,
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
mindset is the hardest thing to change. You can't just, hire an exterminator and your brain's better. You can't
Right.
just hire some stylists and you're making more money. You can't get, it's something you have to work on every single day,
Mhm.
or else you're gonna fall into that place.
Yeah. Okay, so similar question, but I feel it's different. What has been your biggest failure, personal or professional?
Okay, so this one is not related to salons, but I opened my own franchise, a cycling studio. I put in, I don't even know, $750,000 to
Oh
open.
my
I
Lord.
have one salon, and I was a great business owner. I thought, I mean, I'm good at this. I'm good at sales. I'm good at operating businesses. Why wouldn't I be good at this? And I'm doing it through a franchise, so they're going to tell me everything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one, the franchise was a newer franchise, no brand recognition, maybe didn't create the systems I needed to succeed. Two, I opened in January of 2020. So immediately after opening, we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
timing was horrible. And I fought for that business. I pumped money into it. I spent 2 years trying to make it work. And it just, I had to hire employees, I had to find members, I had to keep up the maintenance, and I was owning a salon, and I was working full time in my salon and owning it, and I was pregnant. So
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
exhaustion
Yeah.
around that, it got to be too much. And I thought, I don't see this ever making enough to make it worth the amount I'm putting in, but my salon is thriving. It's thriving.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my focus is in the wrong place. And that's
Yeah.
when I started expanding the salons, was when I realized I learned a lot about scaling the business through being a franchisee. It was like an MBA in business. So
Yeah.
I regret it, but I did definitely fail at it. There's no doubt I failed at that business. Um, and so, yeah, that's probably what I consider my biggest failure. And what's so funny is when I was in it, I stayed open probably 6 months longer than I should because I thought this is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed
Mm.
and I feel shame, and people are going to lose their job, and people who do like to come in and cycle aren't going to be able to come in anymore, and I have to let people know I'm closing, and they're going to think my salon sucks too. And it was kind of that guilt and shame and embarrassment around
Yeah.
failing at something. And now I tell that story really proudly, and I see it as a great, like, I would not be where I am if I hadn't experienced it.
Yeah.
So it's funny how failure feels in the moment versus how it feels when you're through it. And when you're failing, I think even when I'm failing now, I kind of give myself this pep talk about how temporary it really is.
Yeah.
Temporary failure really is. So
Totally. Oh, I love, yeah, because failures is like just rip it off like a band-aid.
fail and fail loudly, because we're all failing at something all the time. Like all the time, somebody is failing at something and they're quietly doing it, ashamed and embarrassed and depressed. So the louder you're willing to fail, the more you're going to help people. Like the
Yeah,
more
it's true.
talk about it. So I'm a big advocate now of talking about the things that suck.
Yes. Amen. Yeah, exactly.
That was big for me.
Okay, so what about like your family relationships, right? Because you mentioned like you did not, it was humble beginnings. And so then now you are on this side, like, and then you're a
Yeah.
hairdresser. Are you the only hairdresser in your family?
Yeah, it's actually really it's interesting as to why we were poor, because it was not a lack of education. My dad started out actually as a preacher.
Oh, I
With,
knew it. I could feel it. I was like,
yeah,
sister
so
over here. Okay.
that does not make a lot of money,
Right.
especially he went to college and then
Yeah.
he went to seminary and got a graduate degree in that. Then he got a graduate degree in English as well. So he's very smart and
Yeah.
very educated. Unfortunately, and this is why I love trade school so much,
Mhm.
those don't pay.
Right.
So he was mowing lawns. We were a family of four. My parents got married when they were 19, 20 years old. That's just kind of the recipe for
Yeah.
successful, and it's totally fine, but that's what it is. So
Mhm.
my family of four was probably living off of $1,200 a month on a good month. I
Oh
mean, of
my
course, that was
Lord.
a long time ago, but that's not a lot of money. It definitely was below the poverty line. Then my dad decided later in life for this, when he was, I believe, 32 years old, to go to medical school, which again, I value my dad so much because I believe you can make a transition or shift in your life at any time.
Hmm.
A lot of people like, that's crazy. You have a family. What are you doing? You're been
Hmm.
your whole life and now you're going to stay in school. And And he just kind of he did it anyway. And so we lived off student loans. My mom didn't work. We're a very traditional family,
Hmm.
religious family. So she just that's what my family believed in. She did not work. And so I think for all through junior high and high school, we lived off probably $1,800 a month, I think.
Good Lord. Wow.
Only a four for a home and a car. We only had one decent car, not that decent, but we did sometimes not have hot water. Sometimes we um didn't have a phone. In fact, I remember in ninth grade, a boy was supposed to call me, and I was so excited. And I got home and our phone was disconnected.
Oh,
I don't know if you know about landlines, but when it's disconnected, it literally tells me this phone number has been disconnected due to
oh no.
like it is mean. It is cruel. So I've always been a hustler. Like I literally like got, and I mean, we're talking $14, $15. That's how much phone bills costed. I found
Right.
change. I like asked people for money, like got every penny I could find. And I literally walked and paid the bill before he called. I was like this, I'm figuring this out. I am figuring it out.
This
But
is my love life. Do not
yeah.
mess with me.
And I do think, I mean, that was my whole life. My parents gave everything they could, like they
Yeah.
did everything they could. I didn't know I was that everybody around us was the same. Like I
Right.
didn't know until probably high school, junior high,
Yeah.
where we were. But I was never hungry, just to be clear. I never went
Yeah.
hungry. I had all of my needs met. We figured
Yeah.
out. And my parents are amazing. We have close relationships. But my dad's now an orthopedic surgeon. He owns multiple businesses and he's a business partner in my business.
That's cool.
So in a weird way, we grew up together. We were
Mm,
building businesses at the same time. We were making money at the same time. He just did it a little bit later and I did it a lot earlier. So
that's
it's
so cool. And are you married?
yes, yeah.
Okay, so how does your husband support you? Like, because I know that could be a struggle in our industry.
It's hard. It's difficult. He built a lot of my salons, so that's great because
Oh,
he's a contractor. But I
okay.
difficult in the sense that I have to travel a lot for franchising. I have to ask a lot. That's just
Mhm.
part of this job. I work a lot. I
Mhm.
do calls a lot. I have a lot of like evening obligations, when you're in sales and you're
Mhm.
clients to dinner. So it's challenging. It's just it's part of it. I'm a high achiever. I have huge goals. I want certain things and it's non-negotiable for me. So I'm a lot to handle, I
Yeah.
really am I'm a lot to handle and I acknowledge that. So I have a lot of support with my daughter. And I really appreciate that. I have my mom that lives in my neighborhood. She helps out with my daughter. And then I really try to prioritize my life around her. So I cut my schedule off at 4 o'clock every day so that I can pick her up from school every day and we do
Yeah.
something fun. I take her to all of her swim lessons, her things she does for fun so that I'm
Mhm.
present. And then weekends, if I'm not traveling, I make sure that we prioritize, our Saturday days together and our Sunday days
Yeah.
together so that it's really quality time. And then if I'm gone for a week, she doesn't feel like she's missing out because we've spent so much time together. And I actually love that because I have a lot of friends that don't get to pick up their kids until
Yeah.
6:30, and then it's straight to bed, or they work weekends and they don't get to do weekends. So I actually think in a lot of ways, whatever job we're working, we're similar in that way. And she
Mhm.
goes to an amazing private school. She has opportunities that maybe I couldn't provide her if I wasn't working the way I
Mhm.
work. So I value that. I really
That's
truly
really good. That's so good. Okay, what has been your favorite insult that you've ever gotten that is like your driver?
oh gosh. I mean, I'm definitely a disruptor in our industry. Nobody likes the person who is stealing stylists. And I think I provide better opportunities and it drives people into our business. But a lot of business owners see that as stealing stylists. So
Sure.
I'm called a stylist stealer. I'm told that I ruin businesses by taking all their stylists, and that I give false information about rental and that it's a lot harder than what it actually is, and that if you go to rental, you're going to fail and she's lying to you. And this is all about her making money. And, I do get a lot of that. I honestly, like, I'm proud to be a disruptor. Like, I think providing opportunities. I see the way my stylists are thriving. I see stylists that have been with me for 10 years and wouldn't leave for anything in the world. I see what we're providing in the franchise world. But yeah, I get a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Which it can be expected. Like you're changing the
We're
world.
changing. We literally are changing. I'm not the first person to do it, but again, we're the first person to scale it. And it really does change the way the industry looks,
Yeah.
especially, I mean, we're opening a lot of locations. I would say we're going to open 30 to 40 locations in the next year or so. And so across the US, yeah, or they'll be opening this year and into next year. We're selling them now. And it's going to make the industry look a little different the more we open. I mean, the goal is 300. And two or 300. I mean, think about suite rentals. There was a time when that started
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stylists had their first opportunities to work for themselves. And we're kind of doing the same thing with shared workspace salon, and people are seeing what we're doing and they're copying it. And I mean that positively. I want to bring attention to this in the market. I want to provide more opportunities. So if I open 300 and 10 other people open 100, we're going to shift the entire industry. We really are.
How exciting. How exciting. Like I am so pumped for you.
It's
Like,
it's
oh
cool.
my God.
It's
Yeah.
exciting opportunities for franchise owners. I mean, this is semi-passive income.
Yeah.
It's helping people, it's growing stylists, it's really a passion project, but that you can make money. We're helping women step out of corporate positions and into business ownership, and we're giving them the game plan. So it's not just stylists, it's franchise owners too. Like when we say our core value is freedom, we mean freedom for the stylist. We mean freedom for the franchise owner. I mean freedom for me so that I
Yeah.
can also have it. Like I
Yeah.
want everybody involved in this company to feel freedom in their life of their time, money, and purpose. And that's the number one goal.
Hmm.
Really is.
Okay, so you have literally worked pretty much like the core areas of the industry. So, what is that one life lesson that you've learned working in the industry that you wish other people would just understand?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of touched on this, but I wish I would have spent more time being present
Mm,
and enjoying the place I'm in. So there is a joy about working behind the chair that you lose when you're not doing it anymore, about connecting with clients. What
yeah.
we do is really special. I mean, if you think about it, especially with COVID and during COVID, how many professions involve actually physically touching somebody? Like that is an intimate thing to physically touch somebody. And we have clients for whatever reason, elderly clients who maybe aren't touched by anybody ever on a daily basis.
Hmm.
So that connection is very deep and it's very intimate and it's very intense. Secondly, we do a physical task while we're mentally stimulated
Yeah.
and we're having a full conversation. We need to be present and positive. It's something to be very proud of, and it's something to be very present in, and it's something to find joy in. And I wish that I wouldn't be have been so motivated for the next step all the time
Oh,
because you look back and you miss the joy that you had in those moments. And even when I was growing the business from 1 to 7, I was so obsessed and focused on what's next. I wasn't present in building the one I was building. I was
mm,
thinking about how this is going to lead to the next step. And the truth is, your whole life is just a bunch of next steps. So the less present you are in what you're doing, the less joy you experience.
mm,
So I've really spent the last year learning how to be intentional in what I'm doing and finding joy in the moments and being excited about what I'm creating. And I am focused on the next step because it's who I am, but not living in that focus, not living in the future, living in the present moment. That's been
Not,
really joyful for
yeah.
me, honestly, joyful for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Obsessed with the present, not the future. I love that. So, what is I feel like we covered a lot, you
Oh my
know?
God. Yeah. I love talking about what I do. Once I get going, I just can't stop. But I love this industry
Yeah.
and what you know that feeling like
Yeah.
all the knowledge and not that I'm so bright, but been in it long enough to share special things and it's so fun.
So, what's one question that you wish I would have asked, and how would you have answered?
Um, oh my gosh. Well, one, first of all, thank you for having me. You're an amazing host, and you really inspired me to go deep and to answer questions very authentically and
Mhm.
vulnerably, which is not always true. So I really appreciate that about you.
Absolutely.
Um,
Thank you.
really, I didn't touch on the franchise side as much, and it's really where I am in my life right now, and it's really
Hmm.
what I'm spending all of my time on.
Yeah.
I think if I were going to talk more about something, it would just be about how exciting it is of an opportunity to be able to franchise this concept because I believe in it so, so much. And some of the things we're providing for franchise owners as far as freedom
Mm.
and a new opportunity. And I mean, honestly, it can be a side hustle, it can be owner operated. If you want a new job, our newest franchisee, Raven, is absolutely phenomenal. She's been a stay-at-home mom for a little while. She was
Mhm.
business owner, bad bitch before that,
Sure.
like girl. But she's been at home for a while
Yeah.
doing, which is a really hard job, but I think that that has built so many skill sets for her that's going to make her amazing at this. And
Yeah.
she's stepping into business ownership. And I'm so one blessed that she's trusting me to go on
Mhm.
this big adventure, but also, proud to be able to offer that opportunity to men and women who want a different path
Yeah.
and want purpose and want freedom. So,
That is cool. Okay, where can people get in contact with you to have their own franchise, to be a part of this legacy that you have built and are building?
yeah, so the best resource if you're interested in franchising is BecksandCoFranchise.com. It
Mm.
has all the information about franchising. It has a great little Google form you can fill out that goes straight to our sales team where they'll reach out and just literally their whole goal is to give you information about what it looks like to be a franchise owner, whether it's a good fit and whether you qualify.
Mm.
The second thing is if you're a stylist and you're interested in working at a Becks& Co., I can tell you it's coming to your area. We're coming to Dallas, Nashville, Tucson, Arizona, North Carolina. We've got 3 opening there. So we're coming. If you want more information about being a stylist and getting on the wait list for the salons in your area, you can go to becksirvine.com and there's a place that says join us and you can fill out a team. And then, of course, like everyone else, I live on Instagram. It's at also known as Becks. And you can get all the things stylist. I run my Instagram. You can reach out to me directly. I always respond to my DMs. So if you want more information, you want to learn more, you just want to chat, reach out to me on Instagram.
Oh my goodness. Rebekah, I am so excited to share our conversation with everybody. All of those links are going to be in the show notes. If anybody's watching or listening to this, make sure you comment under the video, comment under the episode, because that will let Rebekah know and me know like what is resonating with you guys. So, oh my goodness, Rebekah, thank you for being on the Beauty Pro
Yeah,
podcast.
wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. I really appreciate you.
I love it. All right, you guys, I will talk to you next time.